A very good afternoon and many thanks for joining us on Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta. The theme and logo for Nigeria's 60th anniversary celebration has been unveiled. President Muhammadu Buhari performed the ceremony to formally kickstart a series of activities commemorating the nation's attainment of the Diamond Age. State House correspondent Adamawa reports that the event preceded the weekly meeting of the Federal Executive Council.
It is to the glory of God and in celebration of the attainment of the Diamond Age of 60 by our great nation that I hereby unveil the prepared anniversary logo for this momentous occasion in our national history.
With a deep feeling of national pride, President Muhammadu Buhari also announced that together shall be the theme of Nigeria's 60th anniversary celebration.
Our founding fathers, in spite of the differences in faith, tribe, and tongue, came together to fight for Nigeria's independence. This shall be a befitting tribute to the struggles of our heroes past.
The theme, the president emphasized, will keep the nation united and help the citizenry forge ahead, while the logo, a product of choice from the Nigerian people, forms the critical pillars which the modest commemorative activities will rest on.
I am informed that the selected option depicts our togetherness, a country of over 200 million people whose natural talent, grit, and passion glitter like the precious diamond we are. This, to me, is a special appreciation to our most precious asset, our people. Everywhere you go, Nigerians are sparkling like diamonds in the pack.
The neatly encrusted diamond on the nation's map, President Buhari said, symbolizes Nigeria's age of treasure, while the pear and dark green colors remind Nigerians of their warmth, welcoming spirit, and love, as well as their abundant human and natural resources.
All these properties made us unarguably the most prosperous black nation in the world and Africa's largest economy. As we celebrate this anniversary, this government will work towards greater inclusiveness and look forward to the participation of all Nigerians.
For the chairman, Interministerial Committee on the Anniversary Celebration and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, the historic event is just the beginning of the various commemorative activities expected to last 11 months.
The preference for a year-long celebration is to create opportunities for ownership and ensure that the edifying elements of our nation are made to propel our various individual and collective action. Therefore, post-October 1st activities to engage the private sector and the ordinary Nigerian will be the focus of the interim ministerial committee.
Celebrating 60 years of Nigeria's independence without doubt calls for pomp and pageantry. But the federal government says with the COVID-19 pandemic forcing the global community to think and act differently has also foisted on the nation the imperative of a low-key celebration. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Despite the seeming delay in resolving the concerns of Nigerian traders regarding some stiff business regulation imposed by Ghanaian authorities, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the federal government will ensure that affected Nigerians get justice. The Vice President gave the assurance on Tuesday during a meeting with representatives of the Nigerian community in Ghana. In a release by Laolu Akonde, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity in the Office of the Vice President, stated that the meeting focused on the challenges facing Nigerians living in the West African nation, including the locking of hundreds of Nigerian-owned shops. Vice President Osinbajo strongly affirmed the commitment of the federal government to deal with the issues, assuring them of justice and stressing that there have been direct communications between President Muhammadu Buhari and President Akufo-Addo of Ghana, making formal complaints to him, and that conversation has been going on. The Vice President, however, urged all affected traders through their associations and leaders to submit a more detailed letter containing the number of affected shops and other relevant information that would enable the Nigerian government follow up effectively their Ghanaian authorities. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo urged Nigerians living in Ghana to remain law-abiding and to embrace peaceful coexistence, while adding that both governments would resolve the differences. The Vice President has since returned to Abuja. And the Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, has taken a pre-commissioning tour of the Watersmith Flow Station and Modular refinery in Ohaji, Egbema local government area of Imo State. Anthony Forsin has the details.
The pre-commissioning visit by the Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, accompanied by the Minister of State for Education, is to have an idea of what the nation will benefit from the refinery when it comes on stream. The refinery, which is in its first phase of completion, will have the capacity to refine 5,000 barrels of crude per day. Chairman of Watersmith and the Chief Executive Officer of the refinery briefed the minister and his entourage, among them the governor of Imo State, the success story of the Modular refinery. The refinery is expected to come on stream mid-October.
Today, that from just exporting crude, Watersmith is adding value to crude, is producing many other, byproducts which will be consumed by Nigerians. But don't forget the job creation and the fact that they are going to transform the entire landscape of this local government.
And besides, you know that there were so many licenses issued out for modular refineries. I have not heard of any of those licenses calling for pre-commissioning visit or being commissioned. So it means that it is only Watersmith, in the real sense of it, that has actually utilized that license. So it's something federal government must appreciate, and then Nigerians indeed should also appreciate.
Watersmith Refining and Petrochemical Company had the full support and guide by the National Content Development and Monitoring Board, whose executive secretary described the Watersmith Refining and Petrochemical Company as a true Nigerian model, putting in perspective the capacity of Nigeria's local content in modern-day technological exploits for sustainable growth and development. In Owerri, the Imo State capital, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
The agricultural sector has the capacity to provide the needed job and food security in Nigeria as farmers continue to heed to President Muhammadu Buhari's agricultural revitalization initiative. These were words of the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Sabo Nanono, when he visited Malam Alu Farms, Birnin Kudu, one of the leading farms to key into this drive in Jigawa State. Ibrahim Bello Gunda reports.
Agriculture remains the key to Nigeria's economic diversification, hence the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari's resolve in supporting Nigerians who are into small and large-scale farming for food security, job creation, and economic sustainability. To this end, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Muhammad Sabane Nuno, visited one of the farms, taking the lead in the President Buhari's vision for agriculture in Birnin Kudu, Jigawa State. The visit is to encourage and support such initiative as the minister and his entourage inspected the farm's animal husbandry, greenhouse technology for vegetable cultivation and fertilizer blending plants, among other sites.
I'm very happy with him, and I think it is a duty for us to support him to continue this important project.
We heed to the call of Mr. President that we should all go to farm. Thank God we are back to farm, and we decided to do smart farming with technologically based farming, so that what you put is what you get.
From Dutse, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, NTA News.
Now, the radiance of the sun brings light, warmth, and energy to fire the embers of man's endeavor. Life on Earth would be impossible without the sun. Yet, excessive exposure to it will be harmful to life on Earth. September 16th every year is set aside to celebrate the preservation of the ozone layer, which serves as a shield from the sun. Onange Fineface reports.
In recognition of the important role the ozone layer plays in human survival and life on Earth, the global community in 1985 adopted the Vienna Convention for the protection of the ozone layer. The convention resolved to cut out 99% of ozone-depleting substances in response to human activities which were creating a hole in the shield provided by the ozone layer to protect Earth from harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. Ozone-depleting substances include gases used in cooling, such as refrigerators and air conditioners. When these substances get into the atmosphere, they break the ozone layer gaseous shield and allow more ultraviolet rays than is needed from the sun to get to the Earth, exposing humans to medical conditions like cataracts and skin cancers. The excessive rays also cause damage to plants and the ecosystems.
If government will provide available public transportation, people will reduce use of their cars. Because if you reduce the use of your cars on the road, you are minimizing the carbon emission.
International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer this year 2020 commemorates 35 years of the Vienna Convention and successes recorded in the reduction of greenhouse gases and other emissions considered harmful to the environment.
Today, if you go to the Niger Delta region, particularly if you go to River State, where they're flying gas, we're dealing with soot. Even before COVID-19, people in River, their environment, their air has been polluted.
The slogan for the day is Ozone for Life. It serves as a reminder for humanity to continue to protect the ozone layer and natural ecosystems for the benefit of future generations. Onengiye Fineface, NTA News.
Now, Dr. John Osanwa is with me in the studio to speak more on preserving the ozone layer. He is a trained climate renewable energy and environmental health law expert. Doctor, it's good to have you in our studio.
It's good to be here.
Okay, let's start with those harmful stuff that damage the fragile shield.
Yes.
What are they?
Well, they are some of the things that you're familiar with. The refrigerants, the things we use primarily for cooling, tend to contain chlorofluorocarbons, we call it. And those are things that are harmful to the ozone layer. Also pesticides, aerosols, even hairspray can contribute because those things are always pressurized. And so we need to be very mindful of the types of products that we use with relation to the environment.
Okay. Now, that means human activities depletes the ozone layer.
Yes.
So how can this be addressed?
Well, we need to, when you look at the sources, you also find your solutions from those sources. We are converting to gases that are not as harmful anymore. in refrigerants. A lot of countries have banned those substances which cause harm to the environment. So we're switching to better substances, environmentally friendly substances. So that's one way. The other way is to also, in our daily lives, to look at those things, as I mentioned, hairspray and pesticides, insecticides, those things that we use that are not natural. There are other ways we can contain pests within the house without resorting to those things that harm the environment. So the crux of the matter is that we need to alter our behavior, become more aware, and that's exactly what today is designated to do. Today is the day to look at how we can create awareness, how we can get people involved. Beyond the individual action too, we need to look at governmental action. A lot of countries are signatories to the Montreal Protocol, which calls for banning some of these substances. So we need to look at what government is doing. Is government complying with the protocol? Nigeria has signed the protocol. Are we doing what we need to do to observe the protocol? Then we also need to look at things like gas flaring, as the reporter mentioned, in the Niger Delta region. Some of the gases that cause climate change also contribute to ozone depletion. So they are harmful, both on the ground and also in the atmosphere.
Okay, if not addressed, what are the consequences on human and environmental health in Nigeria?
The human body is not designed to withstand bombardment of ultraviolet radiation, but the sun gives a lot of things. The sun gives us warmth, activates photosynthesis, which is necessary for life, but the sun also gives us ultraviolet radiation. So the ozone layer is a natural layer that God put there to protect us. So when we use these chemicals on the ground, they migrate upward and they strip away the ozone layer. So now you have those dangerous rays hitting us straight. Those rays, they cause interference with our telecommunications equipment. On the skin, they cause skin cancer. They lead to blindness, cataracts. They also, for women, they also lead to wrinkles. If you're exposed to so much radiation, your skin will wrinkle faster than it would ordinarily.
Okay, so we all have a role to play in addressing this issue.
Yes.
Now, talk to the government. What should they do, particularly the government, in addressing this issue?
The government should increase awareness. If not for COVID, one would ordinarily see a number of activities happening today in commemoration of the Ozone Preservation Day. But we are not seeing much this year. So government should increase awareness. Government should also teach our children, because this year's theme talks about ozone for life, and is a two-pronged theme. We're looking at the fact that ozone shield is crucial for life on the planet. But we're also saying ozone for life, meaning we need to be vigilant. We need to protect for life.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ozone. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Talking about preservation of the ozone layer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, Mina is in our Enugu studio, standing by with more reports on preserving the ozone layer. Over to you, Mina.
Thanks, Ifoma. Good evening and welcome to Enugu. Environmental experts in Enugu State have emphasized the need for the people to shun all unfriendly activities capable of damaging the ozone layer. The advice became necessary as the world marks World International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer. September 16 every year is designated by the United Nations General Assembly as International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer. The ozone layer, a fragile shield of gas that protects the Earth from harmful portions of the rays of the sun, thus helping to preserve life on the planet. The phase-out of controlled uses of ozone-depleting substances and the related reductions has not only helped protect the ozone layer for this and future generations, but has also contributed significantly to global efforts to address climate change, protect human health and the ecosystem by limiting the harmful ultraviolet radiation from reaching the Earth. With the year 2020 theme as Ozone for Life, environmental and scientific experts are calling on residents to avoid commonly used chemicals like fluoride, chloride, and iodine that are found detrimental and extremely damaging to the ozone layer.
Avoid consumption of gaseous, dangerous gases, dangerous to the ozone layer due to their content and transportation processes. Example of such gas is carbon dioxide. Minimize the use of cars because of its combustion.
Depletion of ozone actually causes so many problems, like skin burns, even species disappearances. In fact, by perturbation, the issue of ecological disturbances. So
if there is no ozone layer, the sun will come direct to us, and it's so harmful to the body, especially for those people, the albinos. So it's very important to protect the ozone layer.
They are optimistic that for the sustenance of the health of the ozone layer, citizens should abide by the environmentally friendly activities in accordance to world best practices as already outlined. The Chief of Army Staff, Major General Tiko Borontai, has charged the officers of the Nigerian Army to develop a positive attitude towards their assigned duties in view of the demands of effectively securing the country. He gave the charge at the end of the 4-day Nigerian Army Regimental Sergeant Major Convention in Owerri. Reina Ohiri has details.
The one-week convention of regimental sergeant majors exposed them to the dynamics of professionalism, aimed at enhancing responsiveness in the discharge of their duties. The Chief of Army Staff, represented by Chief of Administration, Major General Usman Yakubu, charged the participants to ensure maintenance of peace and order within the barracks and also ensure that issues of welfare are promptly attended to.
I therefore urge you to henceforth ensure strict observance of the traditions, customs, and ethics of the Nigerian Army, as well as step up regimental activities in your various formations.
The Chief of Administration and Commander 34 Artillery Brigade, Brigadier General Yusuf Tukura, charged the participants to put the lessons learned to practice in order to achieve the vision of the Chief of Army Staff for the Nigerian Army.
It is also expected that the lessons learned will be put to good use for the overall benefit of your units, formations, and the Nigerian Army at large.
Some of the participants speak on the outcome of the convention.
A lot of issues have been discussed to build in the confidence of the RSMs, to make them more professionals in discharging their duties in the field.
We've learned how to go back home to our various division units, formation, and give our soldiers the best training so far.
In Owerri, Reina Ohiri, NTA News.
And that's a contribution from Enugu. More reports in our Lagos Network Center after this commercial break.
A new edition of TV Guide is out, featuring great personalities from all walks of life. Expository interview with a young TV presenter who shows passion on what she does, Morayo Afolabi Brown of TVC. Pick a copy of this compendium of mind-blowing stories and get abreast with issues as regards media convergence, leadership, health, star profiles, star programs, fashion, sports, human angle stories, and lots more. Meet some media professionals within our space who have paid their dues in no small ways. TV Guide, very incisive, very educative, and compelling. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or NTA stations nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion. This is to announce the launch of the book titled On Merit,
written by Georgina Ehoria Arisa, scheduled to hold on September 17, 2020. Time 10 a.m. Venue Rotunda Hall, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Abuja. Special guest of honor Professor Yemi Oshibajo, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, under the distinguished chairmanship of Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Chief Launcher Sir Emeka Ofo, Chairman Sir Emeka Ofo Foundation. Book Reviewer Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, Chairman First Bank PLC. Fathers of the Day, His Excellency Hope Uzodinma, Governor of Imo State, Senator Ken Nnamani, former Senate President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Guests of honor Dr. Folashade Yemieson, Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Tuku Ingawa, Chairman Federal Civil Service Commission, and all past heads of the Civil Service of the Federation. Chief hosts Ogbeni Raouf Salegbeshola, Minister of Interior, His Excellency Victor Okezie Ikpeazu, Governor of Abia State. Attendance is strictly by invitation in compliance with COVID-19 protocols. Announcer, Planning Committee.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. Application for iOS or Android. Intelsat 901/332.5 degrees east. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
NTA TV College Jos, an affiliate of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, is currently admitting students for its ordinary diploma programs in television journalism, television production, and television engineering. Interested candidates are advised to obtain relevant information concerning eligibility at our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or marketing department of any NTA station nationwide. For further information, contact Assistant Director, Marketing, NTA TV College Jos on 0803-314-4383 or the Academic Office of the College on 0806-980-9807. Announcer, Registrar.
And thank you for staying on to Nationwide. And from the zone, we start with transportation. The Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, is currently on an inspection tour of the Lagos-Ibadan Standard Gauge Rail project. The monthly exercise gives the minister the opportunity to monitor the progress of work done and point out observations. The minister, alongside top officials of the ministry and management staff of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, started the inspection exercise from Ebute Meta operational train station before embarking on a 156 kilometers journey along the rail corridor. While observing the pace of work at Wapalanto, the minister expressed dismay at the level of work done, urging the contractor to speed up efforts at completing the project. The laying of rail tracks at the entire stretch of the 156-kilometer project has been completed, while construction works are still ongoing at the 10 train stations along the corridor. Now, as part of the determination of the Nigerian police to ensure safety of lives and property in Edo State during the governorship election slated for this weekend, 1,000 officers from the Lagos State Command have been deployed to the South State. Nosa Osula reports.
The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, Hakeem Odumosu,
wants the officers and men deployed for the electoral duty to be of good conduct and exhibit professionalism in discharging their duties before, during and after the election.
The DIG is leading the team. We have about 4 AIGs there. We have about 20 CPs and about 45 AACs. Assistant Commissioner of Police mobilized from all police formations in the country.
Odumosu also assured the officers on improved welfare packages for police personnel detailed for the Edo Special Duty as approved by the Inspector General of Police to encourage and boost their morale.
We are going now, expect a lot of abuses, expect a lot of blackmail, expect a lot of provocation, just to provoke you and divert your attention why they want to snatch ballot box. At the end of the day, it's the police there that's going to write.
The commissioner, who had earlier arranged executive buses to convey the personnel to Edo State with fully armed escorts, urged them to do away with any conduct that is capable of denting the image of the force and truncate peaceful conduct of the election in Edo State. In Lagos, Nosa, Osula, NTA News.
So much from the zone. Ifoma, it's back to you.
Thank you very much, Adiola. 6 of 7 occupants of an uncompleted building which collapsed this morning in Aba, Abia State are feared dead. Benson Osadebe reports that as at 1 o'clock this afternoon, all 6 were still trapped under the rubble of the building said to have collapsed at about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Three-story building still under construction occupied by some homeless people collapsed in the early hours of today following Tuesday's downpour, leaving 6 occupants trapped after one was rescued.
Just opposite my house here. I just woke up, I saw something like before I could say Jack Robinson, the building collapsed.
Chairman, Institute of Building, Abia State, one of the early callers at the scene of the incident, traced the building collapse to non-involvement of experts in the construction.
Let the right person that the law has empowered to construct buildings, let them construct it. And if they construct it and it collapses, they will be held responsible.
As at the time of filing this report, officials of the State Relief and Management Agency were on their way to rescue the victims. The building, which collapsed at number 85 Azikiwe Road, brings building collapse in Aba to 4 this year. In Aba, Benson Osadebe, NTA News.
And to political matters, the People's Democratic Party has organized the grand finale of its governorship campaign with optimism of having a good outing this Saturday. Its national chairman, Uche Secondus, and visiting governors, both serving and former, called on the electorate to vote for the People's Democratic Party. Elizabeth Omoko has more.
It is the grand finale of the PDP governorship campaign in Edo State. Card-carrying members and supporters from the 18 local government areas are here in Benin to hear from the national leadership who are also in the state to honor the candidate and incumbent governor, Gordon Obaseki, ahead of the Saturday's election. The leader of the campaign council for Edo State, Yinsom Wike, sets the tune for the campaign. National chairman of the party, Uche Secondus, and chairman South Governors Forum, Ifeanyi Okowa, give reasons why they should return the candidates.
The governor is a performer. Everybody will come back and say as the PVC. And as security agencies, we appeal to you to maintain law and order, no intimidation.
Governor Gordon Obaseki addresses the crowd.
We need to go back and tidy up. We don't campaign, we don't say the people there with us. What do remain now? Let me go organize ourselves for the election. And by the grace of God, we will win.
Labour leaders and teachers also endorse the incumbent governor. As the electorate prepare to cast their votes on Saturday, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is confident of winning the governorship election in the state. In Benin, Elizabeth Omako, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress in Adamawa State has stressed the need for unity of purpose within its members with the view of reclaiming power in the state come 2023. The party faithful, led by the senator representing Adamawa Central at the upper chamber, Aishatu Dahiru Ahmed, at a caucus meeting in Yola, resolved to bury their difference and work in the interest of the party. Simon Asha tells us more.
Adamawa State, which before now used to be an APC-led government, lost its seat at the 2019 gubernatorial election to People's Democratic Party, PDP.
Here in your midst this afternoon to discuss strategy.
In order to right the wrongs of the past, the senator representing Adamawa Central Senatorial District, Aisha Dahiru Ahmed Binani, led other members of the National Assembly in a stakeholders meeting of the party to fine-tune modalities on how to bring back aggrieved members to resolve their differences for the betterment of the APC in future elections in the state.
We shall soon embark on statewide membership drive as arrangements to that effect are being worked out by the National Caretaker Committee. We must maintain strong bond of unity and not to allow rumors and divisive elements to create problems amongst us.
We should not be distracted by anybody. Let us just forge ahead and make sure we deliver Adamawa State to APC 2023.
Liaising with the National Convention Planning Committee under Mala is very important, very key to us at this point. It will help us in so many ways, including putting to rest some of the rumors that are unhealthy for the party that can bring division in the party.
In Yola, Simon Asha, NTA News.
Following rumors of impeachment of the Taraba State Governor, Darius Ishaku, and the Speaker, Joseph Konini, the State House of Assembly has passed a vote of confidence on both to douse tension in the polity. Joseph Ozone reports that members cited achievements recorded by the leadership of the Governor and Speaker as remarkable.
For the past 2 weeks, rumors surrounding impeachment of Speaker Taraba State House of Assembly Joseph Konini and the State Governor Darius Ishaku for non-performance has been paddling in the social media and public discussions across Taraba State. To clear the air, 21 out of the 24 members of the State House of Assembly conveyed and entertained a motion on the impeachment threat under matters of urgent public importance.
So, Mr. Speaker, I have no reason why some mischief makers would like to promote crisis where there is none.
So I'm keen behind my brother. 4 of us, we deem it fit to pass the vote of confidence. If more than that, we will do that.
The vote of confidence be passed on the Executive Governor of Taraba State as regards Mr. Ishaku and the leadership of House of Assembly with all the amendments proposed. Those in favor to say aye. Aye. Those against to say nay. The ayes have it.
In Jalingo, Joseph Sound Utsen, NTA News.
In the meantime, wife of the APC candidate in Saturday's governorship election in Edo State, Professor Idia Iziyamo, says women empowerment captured in the simple agenda of her husband will address unemployment and the interests of women. She was guest at a micro enterprises enhancement scheme of the National Directorate of Employment for Edo Women and Youths. Udwak Obong Achibong reports.
As at the last official census, women in Edo State are 49.5% of the population, and the effort of the federal government to uplift them has become imperative. Professor Izeyamu said such empowerment is one of the many programs the APC will bring to Edo women and other citizens if APC takes over power in the state.
We will promote the participation and leadership of women in all aspects of decision making and advancing their economic justice. And we will create cooperatives across the state which will give loans to market women as farmers so as to increase productivity.
The artisans are going to be carried along. The market women are going to be carried along.
About 2,000 Edo women and youth have benefited from the scheme by the National Directorate of Employment, which Director General was represented at the event. In Benin, Udakobong Achibong, NTA News.
We now take you to Sokoto for more reports, and Nura is our guide.
Thank you, Ifoma, and welcome to Sokoto. The Management Agency NEMA has handed over 122 truckload of grains to Sokoto State Government for honor distribution. Sheikh Muhammad Dati reports that the palliative is meant to cushion the effect of COVID-19. The report.
This is the physical presentation to Your Excellency. Is maize? Yes. Guinea corn and millet.
It is long anticipated, but the much needed palliatives from the federal government to Sokoto State is here. Balarabe Njaji says life has been tough before now, but the food relief from the federal government is a cause to smile. Director of Relief and Rehabilitation of NEMA, Dr. Onimode Bandele, who represented the Director General of NEMA, retired Air Vice Marshal Muhammad Mohammed, said the over 1,700 metric tons of maize and 1,785 metric tons of sorghum, as well as over 173 metric tons of millet is meant to cater for 80,405 households.
Direct the State Emergency Management Agency, frontline local government authorities, and other response agencies to be fully prepared. Carrying out public enlightenment campaigns, targeting vulnerable communities to undertake mitigation action. It is only right for governments all over the world, and in particular Nigeria and the Sokoto State, to come forward to get some relief.
The move is aimed at providing succor to vulnerable members of the society affected by COVID-19 restrictions. In Sokoto, Sheikh Muhammad Dati, NTA News.
You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. We'll take another break. More reports in a moment. Do stay with us.
Yes. NTA News 24. A 24-hour news station brings to you news and happenings 7 days a week.
News at 10 a.m., news update at 11 and 1 p.m.
News desk at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. and late evening news at 11 p.m.
Follow us on any of our platforms and keep abreast of events and current affairs within and outside our shores.
We are on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46.
StarTimes channel 101 and Free TV channel 703. Join us.
Now, Jos is next with Felicia as our guide on Nationwide. Felicia.
Thank you, Ifoma. Welcome to Jos. In furtherance of its desire to increase access to quality healthcare services and promote welfare of citizens, Plateau State Government has launched its social health insurance scheme, Plus Chema, to cater for the health need of citizens. Governor Simon Lalong, while flagging off the enrollment of the scheme, says his administration is determined to leave lasting legacies in all sectors of the state. Priscilla Grumnan reports.
It is in response to achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals of universal health coverage and reaching the health needs of citizens, irrespective of socio-economic status and at affordable cost, that the Plateau State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency was conceived.
Seated in your room, you can enroll. In this hall, you can enroll. Anywhere you can enroll. Farmers on the farms, market women, places where there are no internet access, you can enroll.
The global trend now is universal health coverage, and Nigeria cannot afford to lag behind.
This feat, Governor Lalong says, underscores his government's focus in upgrading health facilities to global standards through the Lalong Legacy Project, with the construction of 6 hospitals across the 3 senatorial districts of the state.
We are also taking the training of health professionals to the next level, as the Plateau State University, Bokos, has concluded plans for the take-up of
the Faculty of Health Sciences. This is backed up with the establishment of a proposed teaching hospital.
Relevant players agree that the initiative is a driver for achieving equitable access to health care services. From the Government House, Little Rayfield, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
Now, taking cognizance of sound business principles, value addition and prudent deployment of resources, economists and entrepreneurs in Jos say will ensure the survival of the Nigerian economy during and after the COVID era. Ndeyan and Deyabagyang took up some experts on survival strategies that, if applied by government, can bring back the economy on sound footing.
COVID-19 has altered the world economy, putting a lot of strain on business activities. To keep afloat, governments and entrepreneurs have adopted various survival strategies.
Think more long-term, and you can't think long-term without planning short-term, because it's your short-term strategy.
Sustainable basis.
You follow me, I pay my tax, I'm in trouble, you come to bail me out. And that is a wonderful direction that will be seen, wonderful, and people will have more confidence, okay, in the tax system that is being operated.
Unless we adopt a robust way that such monies could be transmitted from the source to the destination within a period of time.
Prudent management of resources, the expert noted, will revive the economy.
It's going to be everybody's hands on board. We're going to have a combination of the macro and the microeconomics.
They were of the view that if the measures put in place by government are appropriately implemented and entrepreneurs adhere to sound business principles, the Nigerian economy will survive the COVID-19 era on a sustainable basis. In Jos, Ndeyan and Abuja, NTA News.
Ifeoma Jos is done. Is back to you for more on Nationwide.
And for an update on COVID-19, current data from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, shows 19 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the number of confirmed cases to 56,478 in the country. Of these new cases, Lagos has 33, Plateau 27, Kaduna 17, Ogun 6. The FCT confirmed 4 new cases, while Anambra, Ekiti and Nasarawa states recorded 1 each. On the cases per state chart, Lagos leads with 18,696 confirmed cases, followed by the FCT with 5,451 cases, and Oyo has 3,221 confirmed cases. 44,430 recovered patients have been discharged, with 1,088 deaths so far recorded. The air component of Operation Hadarindaji has eliminated several armed bandits and destroyed their logistics facilities in massive airstrikes conducted in the Kwambana forest area of Zamfara State on the 15th of September 2020. This was part of air prohibition missions executed under subsidiary Operation Wutandaji to rid the northwest of the country of armed bandits and other criminal elements. The location was designated for attack after human intelligence reports and confirmatory intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance missions established the fact that some cluster of huts and other structures at the edge of the forest are serving as hideouts for notorious bandits leaders Sani Mochoko, Damina and some of their fighters. Osun State's Governor Gboyega Oyetola has ordered full investigation into the alleged death of a suspected fraudster during a chase by men of the Joint Task Force JTF in Osogbo. Correspondent Shegu Lawale has the report.
Tuesday evening, when the accident occurred, irate youths in the Ido-Osun area of Osogbo took to the street in protest against the alleged unprofessional conduct of the Joint Task Force in an attempt to arrest 4 suspected Yahoo boys who were occupants of the car. For fear of being mobbed by the irate youth, no one could be approached for comment on camera as yours truly hid his identity. This is the wreckage of the vehicle that conveyed the 4 occupants suspected to be fraudsters being chased by the men of the Joint Task Force in Osogbo. As I speak, there is tension across major parts of Osho State, especially Osogbo City. People are living in fears, serious tension. We gather that one of them lost his life during the chase, and 3 others are critically injured and are still responding to treatment in an undisclosed hospital. In the meantime, the police authority has commenced investigation into the incident.
And I want to assure the good people of Osogbo and Osun State in general that we will definitely get to the root of it. Whoever is ultimately identified to have caused that accident will definitely be brought to book.
Meanwhile, following the tension created in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, Governor Gboyega Oyetola, in a statement, had appealed for calm, urging the youths not to take laws into their hands by hurting more people or destroying properties. The governor, while also appealing to the families of the deceased and the injured, called on the police to immediately launch an extensive investigation into the circumstances and events that led to the reported death of the suspect during the chase by the Joint Task Force. In Osogbo, Segun Lawole, NTA News.
Drivers protest closure of Niger State roads. Heavy-duty truck drivers driving through Lapai-Peku Road have appealed to the Niger State government to allow passage. Musa Mika reports that some of the heavy-duty truck drivers lament loss of lives of their livestock.
This is the mood at the scene of blockage on the Lapai-Peku State Road closed to articulated and heavy-duty trucks by the Niger State government. Muntari Gusau, one among the many truck drivers who got trapped in Lapai en route to Lagos, says 5 of his cows are already dead.
We have been blocked from passage. I have lost 6 of my cows and 4 sheep.
Many others like him narrate their ordeal.
That has been blocked and we cannot pass through Lapai to Lambata due to bad road. Our trucks fall.
They blocked this road and many people, they are stranded now. They don't know where to start.
As at the time of filing this report, some protesting truck drivers had blocked the road, denying local commuters passage to or from Minna, the state capital. A farmer, however, mortgaged his farm for an alternative route from Paeko to Minna, charging smaller vehicles some token. It will be recalled that the state government earlier this month announced closure of all state routes to heavy-duty trucks starting from 15 this month. Musa Mikael, NTA News.
The Center for Social Justice has carried out surveys across 5 states of the country in an effort to have a Nigeria where women and girls, particularly the vulnerable, live a life free from violence and harmful practices, as well as improving the sexual and reproductive health of women and girls. The 5 states include Adamawa, Ebonyi, the Federal Capital Territory, Lagos and Sokoto. Findings show that most women and girls have experienced one form of physical violence or another, in addition to a low school enrollment and completion challenges.
Budgets were made, but you hardly found releases to address to these issues. And also, in most times, the budget that the vote they give to them is extremely low. But even the low monies that are appropriated, they never got to be released.
Contrary to the Child Rights Act and Child's Rights Law, which is established by Lagos State, 10.9% of girls had experienced early child marriage, and we see that they don't give consent, being that they are less than 18 years.
The non-governmental organization, which is in collaboration with United Nations, Spotlight Initiative and other international organizations, recommends that government should increase funding and enact laws that will respond to sexual and gender-based violence in the country. And now sports. 80 27-year-old former IAAF President Senegalese Lamine Diack jailed for corruption. Details with Badi Adeleye on Sports Updates.
The federal government has continued